Hi, I'm Tisha.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is the Open Booked Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about A Court of Thorns and Roses, the first book only. So we will do episodes on each of the books. We might combine two into one, but as a series, we're going to have, I believe, 4 episodes. So we're going to kind of break down how we feel about each one. We've got some questions that we're going to answer and just give you kind of our hot take. But first, we're going to give kind of a life update. If you listen to our first episode, you know we were recording without power. So that was a unique challenge.
Yeah, for sure. We survived. We both had power. Our community is definitely still rebuilding. I think they said 90 to 95% of the community is restored as of last night.
Mm-hmm. As far as power, at least. As
far as power, some of the roads just opened back up. Decatur and downtown Rogers areas really got hit the worst. Turns out there was 10 tornadoes. Mm-hmm. We said a few. We didn't know. Recent update, there was 10 touchdown in our county alone. So yeah. Absolutely insane.
Crazy. I know the governor declared a state of emergency so that we can get FEMA and National Guard help to both clean up and just get people back to a somewhat normal way of living. I saw last night there was an update from the power companies that said they are trying by this coming Friday, like June 7th, more than almost 2 weeks, almost 2 full weeks after that they're trying to have everybody back up. Everyone I know has power again, but like at my office, we don't have internet, so working without internet is a bigger challenge than you would expect when you're trying to do everything on your phone.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one thing that I didn't fully grasp until we were literally living in a natural disaster is how much everything is affected. Like, you can't just run to the store and get food. We didn't have power to cook food. And then also, like I said, the stores are closed. Fast food places are closed. The day after the tornado, we literally found one place open, and they were out of everything. They were like, I'm so sorry, this is all we have because we've been the only place open today. Because on top of just, storm damaged trees, there's flooding, there's gas leaks, besides power and everything else, just other things that you don't think about. So it's kind of been an interesting experience the past week, just kind of going with the flow and, helping anyone that needs it, obviously, but kind of adjusting. And yeah, it's nice to get a little bit of normal back. It's been insane.
Yeah, I have a couple friends that were displaced, and they're staying with friends of theirs or family, and like a coworker Friday was her first day back. We helped her clean up her yard a little bit on Monday since we were closed as an office, and then she took Tuesday off, and then she was back Friday, but she's like, I'm appreciative, for my family taking me in, but not having our own space as a family of 4 and not having the ability to cook our own meals, whatever we want, we're kind of reliant upon someone else, or if we're able to get fast food with the limited places open. She's like, it's mentally and emotionally draining not having life be the way that it normally is, and definitely makes me a little more grateful for the fact that we just didn't have power for a few days, and even with the one day that we didn't have power hardly at all, we were able to get a generator and get some things functioning back to somewhat normal.
Yeah, if you don't have a generator, I highly recommend
Get one now before something like this happens to you.
Maybe 2. We had a small one. We lost 1 fridge full of food. That's something else you don't think about is these people that are maybe still without power or without power for 3 days. They're losing everything in their fridge and freezers, and we all know how expensive groceries are these days, so, everyone's just kind of in a bind right now. But the generator saved our life. We have a candle business. If we wouldn't have got the generator going, our candles would have melted. And there would have been thousands of dollars of inventory gone. And, we were very lucky. So there's people in much, much worse situations. And just want to shout out and say thank you to everyone who traveled from literally all over the country, like linemen, first responders, all of those people. Like, it's insane the amount of trucks that are here and how fast they're rebuilding considering the damage. So very, very thankful for all of the people working 12 plus hour days just to get us back to normal.
In the heat.
It's been hot, humid, muggy. Yeah. So super thankful for all of those people.
Yeah. A lot of people don't think about either, like, you lose a lot of things, but also you have to pay an insurance deductible even in a natural disaster. Like, that's just money out of your pocket, and some people don't even have that money set aside to take care of their stuff, so their homeowner's insurance is not going to cover stuff. Like my friend that had flooding, because she didn't have flood insurance, even though all of it was caused by a backup from a storm drain because of the tornado, her home is not going to be covered. And the same day, someone backed into her car, and that person then filed a claim on her insurance, and her insurance is like, well, you still have to pay your $1,000 deductible before we're going to do anything for you or that other person, and sorry about your luck, essentially. So it's very frustrating dealing with insurance on top of trying to figure out what you're going to do with your own life and your belongings.
Yeah, for sure. So, but good news is we're starting to recover as a community.
Yes.
And it's been really nice to see the community come together. And, people stuck in their homes, trees, like, everyone's just got chainsaws and just running around, our husbands included, cutting up stuff for people just so they can get out, get off their house. So that has been really cool to see. One cool thing that happened last week, we went to the Hardy concert. Didn't slow us down. We love Hardy. We were still there. And it was the first night of his tour, so unfortunately the openers had to cut a little short. We were in the rain in ponchos. If you saw our TikTok, we were at Hardy. We'd had a few drinks and got rained on a bit. But before he sang Give Heaven Some Hell, if you don't know that song, listen to it. It's probably one of the top 5 songs ever written, in my opinion. It's just a really powerful song.
Love it.
He announced that he donated like truckloads of stuff to our community because he heard about the tornadoes. So that's really cool when people who have a lot of influence are able to help out. So that was really cool that happened this past week.
Yeah, so. A lot of people, would say it's like a publicity stunt or a ploy to get, more fans or whatever, but I really feel like, especially in the country music community, it is really just people doing it out of the goodness of their hearts because they have such an abundance of blessings in their life, and they're like, I got to give back to the people that pay my paycheck, essentially, that like gave me this career, and seeing them be kind of grateful for that. And return that to the communities affected is really nice to see.
Yeah, and I think that. Hardy's one of the realest people there is. If you listen to his lyrics, like the great show. Oh yeah. Yeah, like we were talking about, he's an entertainer. His energy on stage is unmatched, and we were talking about all the concerts we've been to this year. I have to put him number 2 under Brooks and Dunn. Oh, yeah. Just because Brooks and Dunn is iconic. Yeah. Like, and every single song, everyone knew every word, and you just can't beat that vibe at a concert. Like, just being so well known and getting pumped for every song. But Hardy, first time we've seen him headlining, and I mean, absolutely killed it. There was fire, there was smoke, there was jumping around, there was crazy guitar solos, like
so much.
Great show.
He's not even just country too. He's got like the rock aspect, so there's a lot of loud and just high energy, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we didn't want to miss a single second.
No.
We ran to the bathroom. Her husband passed us and is like,
it's not that serious.
They're running. But, you know, we didn't want to miss it. And, you know, you gotta go. But it was a absolutely great show. And I think our community needed something fun, to be honest.
Some, liveliness.
Yeah. So it's good to have some normalcy in the chaos that is.
Yeah.
Been the
I
past
saw
week.
Hootie and the Blowfish was at the amp last night, and a bunch of people, like, it rained heavy, and people are just hanging out. Like, when it comes to live music, people will stand through likely a low wind tornado.
EF1.
Yeah, if it means they get to see their performer perform, because we did it at Two-Step In. We stood out in the rain in our ponchos and we're soaked, and I've got my snacks hidden under my poncho, and I'm just snacking because we didn't want to stand in line to eat, like, to get food that would then just get wet. So I mean, we stood out there for like 3 hours in the pouring rain to watch Cody Johnson, and it is 100% worth it. So
Yep.
don't ever let rain deter you from a concert if you truly like that artist.
Get a couple drinks. The rain will feel good. You'll cool
you won't
off,
care at all.
and you'll just start vibing. But you can always count on Mama T over here to bring snacks in.
Always.
Yep. Flasks and snacks. We got y'all.
Yeah. Every venue has a policy that's like, no outside food or drinks. And I'm like, when you're charging $20 for one beverage or $15 for a slice of pizza, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to get like a medical ID bracelet that says I'm diabetic, and I have to have snacks all the time because
it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And that contributes a lot to, you know, our economy. So yes, we're paying people, but also, like, we got to eat too. So we got to have snacks always. And please don't think I'm like downplaying any medical illness or anything.
Yeah.
I am just entitled to my snacks. I'm sorry.
As you should be. We all deserve snacks.
Yeah. Snacks for everyone. That's my presidential campaign platform.
I'd vote for you.
Snacks
Free
for all.
snacks. So, doing anything fun this weekend?
I don't think so. I'm like, what is this weekend? No, I don't think I have anything going on.
Okay. We have the Junk Ranch, one of the biggest markets. So, be slinging candles in Junk Ranch. It's the 11th year. It's a very big market.
Yeah.
So it's our first time going as a vendor. We've gone as customers for like 10 years. So it's exciting. Get to go and shop, but also make some money. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. As long as you don't buy more than you make.
Yep. I love a good barter system at these markets. I end up with so much cool stuff just by trading candles. So yes. We need to bring back the barter system. I think
100%. I am on board, and anyone that's local to Northwest Arkansas, I will always trade facials or waxing or any service that I provide for anything.
Love it.
Just keep that in mind.
Yes.
Jot that down.
Yeah. Set a reminder for later. What are you reading now?
I don't have anything lined up. I just finished 2 books. One, what was it? Okay, so last week I mentioned I was listening to The Guy on the Left. It kind of redeemed itself. It got a little better. But then I listened to I'll Never Tell by Catherine. I can't think of her last. Mackenzie, I believe. It ended up being pretty good. A little thriller kind of mystery, which was a nice palate cleanser after a lot of Chili Peppers over and over in ACOTAR, and then The Guy on the Right. And then ironically took me like 3 months to finish Time Management for Mortals. I could not tell you who that author is, I'm sorry, but it's a lot of very helpful and detailed information to help you manage your time and put things into kind of a better perspective to realize, hey, my life, like, while I want it to be meaningful and, you know, leave my mark on the world, in the grand scheme of things, our life really isn't that monumental.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can try all we want to make it monumental, but we just need to kind of step back and realize sometimes that nothing is really that important. Nothing's life or death.
Yeah.
Unless it's surgery, I guess.
Yeah. That might be the exception.
Maybe.
Medical care.
Yeah. But I don't have anything lined up yet, so I'll have to scroll through my like 300 TBR list to find something.
It's out of control for both of us. I finished The Humans this past week, and it's funny.
Yes.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't like love it.
Yeah.
I texted Tisha when I finished and was like, it's giving Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes.
Just very not what I expected, not my usual read. I think it was good to like switch things up.
Mm-hmm.
I also finished The Midnight Library. I think that may have been before we recorded last week, so I got like a double dose of Matt Haig.
Yeah.
And I really liked The Midnight Library. It had me like thinking, oh man, what if that is real? Like, what if you could really? It would be interesting to see. Like every choice. We probably need to do an episode on that one because I feel like that's a really good topic. And I'm also now reading the second book in the Crescent City series. So I'm in my SJM era still. You know, I just finished my reread of ACOTAR, and then into Crescent City. I'm planning on hitting Throne of Glass as well. Maybe with a few chili pepper palate cleanser in between Crescent City. Maybe a thriller or Freedom McFadden, something like that. And then go into the deep dive that is Throne of Glass. I am obsessed with Crescent City right now, though. It's very good. It's the modern cell phone fantasy, so I'm having fun reading that one.
That'll be something to dive into. I need to, but I also want to get like a little bit ahead on my Goodreads goal so that when it takes me a little bit longer to finish those, I don't get behind like I did with ACOTAR. I got up to 3 books behind, and I was like panic. It's like, I'm never gonna finish it. I know I will, but my mind tells me no.
I am very behind on mine. I think 3 or 4 now because of my ACOTAR reread, and I just haven't had much time to read like the paper books at home. So I've been relying solely on audio, which some days I can listen to a book or 2, to be honest, and then some days I can't listen at all, just depending on my call level at work. So I'm a little stressed. But
do you not count a reread on your Goodreads?
I do, but I'm still behind. Yeah. I do count a reread, though. It drove me nuts. I was trying to do it, and I think it showed I read them, because I did my first read last year, and then my reread I did this year, and my dates were wonky, but it did count towards this year, but I think it took it away from last year.
Oh, that's weird.
I need to look into it, but...
Yeah.
You want to jump into ACOTAR?
Let's go for it. I didn't remember a ton of details from that because, like I said, I would turn on the audiobook and lay down and fell asleep for probably good portions. So I did a little Cliff Notes reread last night at midnight.
Oh! Gotta do what you gotta do. So we're going to start by saying, if you have not read the first book, A Court of Thorns and Roses, stop here. There will be spoilers for the first book only, and we are going to answer our questions as if we are stopping at the end of the first book, so we will not spoil any of the rest of them, even though we have read them. So just noting that now. So first question, did you like it? What was your rating out of 5 stars?
I think it was like 3.5, 4. Like, it was not my favorite by any means, but I think the end was just enough to get you interested to continue.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I did a 4 on this one. The first book in a fantasy series to me is never going to be my favorite just because of all the world building and I'm confused names, what this person is. So I think I did a 4. Overall, I did say, yes, I liked the book. It got me hooked enough to, like, want to dive into the series. Yeah. So, okay. Some situational type questions. Okay. If you were Feyre, would you have shot the wolf?
Oh, I am a rule breaker at heart, so probably. But I would have been kind of like she was, a little leery of the consequences, because it's kind of cut and dry. Like, these are the consequences if you kill a fae. And she had a really good inkling that it was not just a regular wolf, like it was a fairy. So I think probably.
Yeah, I would have too, because you think about the dire situation she's in, like any money or food or anything for their family. I don't really feel like she had a choice. Yeah. Like, it was like dinner, which they were out of food, right? Like, they were like a very dire situation, already in a dire situation.
Yeah.
So, I don't really think she had a choice.
It's like starve or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Deal with the consequences later.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I do gotta point out, though, she's only 19. Like, the fact that she is like the sole provider for this whole family at 19 is sad, but I also see the reality of it. Like, that's happening right now in our world, and it's very sad, and it makes you take risks you might not normally take. So I think that says a lot about her, that she understands the consequences and does it anyway because it means feeding her family. Yeah.
Like, she already has, like, the burden of being the provider for the family of 4, and the fact that she has the mental, I'm going to say capacity or maturity to be able to handle that at 19 is insane. I couldn't. So, yeah. Okay. Did Feyre really have a choice when Tamlin came in, busted the door down, and said, "You're coming with me or you're dying"? Do you think she had the choice, or?
I don't think so. I think, probably 99% of the time, if you're given the choice of life or death, you're going to take life. Yes. Because you have the hope that maybe I can get out of this somehow. Maybe I can escape. Maybe I can barter to make some other arrangement.
Make a deal. Had a couple of those in this book.
A bargain.
Yeah, a bargain. Get some new tats. So, would you be able to wear a mask for 50 years, do you think?
Lord, no.
I can't even wear a mask, like, for Halloween for the night. I end up 2 drinks, it's gone, and I'm in leggings and a t-shirt. So is she. If she even dresses up.
Yeah, most of the time I don't. But, thinking about it as kind of like glasses, if it's just like a little one, we kind of wear a mask every day, but we get to take it off at night. So
because we're blind, we wear masks.
We don't have much option.
That is our curse.
Yeah. Yeah. All you people with raw dog and vision out there, you're lucky.
Good for you.
How's it feel to be one of God's favorites?
And I can't do contacts. We won't even get into that story.
Same.
But I would rather die than wear contacts again. That may sound dramatic, but maybe one day we'll have my husband on here and tell the story about how he got them out, but we're not friends, and we'll never again even dabble in contacts. So, we're glasses girlies.
For life. Until I can get surgery, at least.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Oh. Jessie did. I could not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so, was the risk worth the reward when Feyre captured the cereal? So let's just say Lucian, shithead, for sending her into that situation.
Yes.
Kind of funny now, but.
Ooh, the reward. I'm gonna go with no.
Really?
Yeah, you're so hopeful, And then knowing, like, the end of this book alone, knowing that's her reward is... she'd have a whole different life.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Something to think about. I think it was. Because she got like a safety, a reassurance maybe, that made her kind of chill. That's how I'm going to put it, maybe.
Yeah.
She got like a little bit of a, maybe she wanted some answers. She obviously felt like the things were being kept from her.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah,
obviously they were. Spoiler alert, there's a whole curse thing. But yeah, I think it was worth it.
Okay.
Do you think Feyre should have avoided Calamai, the Fire Knight?
100%.
She should have avoided it.
Yeah.
But can we talk about how weird that is? Like,
so weird.
We're just gonna all hope to get fucked. I don't. Get drug off to a cave, right? Like, yeah. I think we both agree. Like, she should have avoided it. I feel like it was good for us as readers because we like learned some about the Spring Court culture. Probably more than we wanted to, but definitely should have been avoided.
Yeah, 100%. But she's got that curiosity that kind of kills the cat for her. Like she's got to learn all of her lessons the hard way. Apparently,
she does, and she's determined. And I think I read that review you sent last night. That's like she literally wrote a novel. By the way,
it's like 4 pages long.
It's a great read. I disagree because I actually liked the book, and you can tell that this reviewer did not. But she mentioned about Feyre. Pretty much, if someone tells her not to do something, you can just guarantee she's gonna do it.
She's like, let's add that to this to-do list.
Bet. Hold my beer. Yeah, I think that was a good point she made in the review. I do agree with that portion. Like, if she's told no, she's gonna do it.
100%. And I'll see if, after we post it, I'll see if there's a way to, like, post that review or like a link to it in the comments or description, or if not, you can find it on Goodreads. I just searched Goodreads, A Court of Thorns and Roses, and read through some of the reviews. It was like a 1 or 2 star review, which I think a lot of times those people just do a bad review so that people read their review because they're novels of their own. So
yeah.
I have a love-hate with those.
Yeah. Some of them are really funny. I like the comedy ones. Like, at the end of the episode, I have one I'm going to read that is very funny. I don't agree with it because, obviously, I liked the book, but I think they're worth reading to laugh about. But this one, like, she outlined details. I respect the amount of effort that she put into this review. I liked the book a lot more than her, obviously. Okay, so if you were in Feyre's situation under the mountain, would you have accepted Amarantha's steel?
Probably, just knowing how Feyre felt about Tamlin, and she wanted so badly to save him, and she knew that if anyone was going to do it, she knew that she could. Like, even if it meant death for her, she would do everything she could to try and save him.
I think we learned that about Feyre very early, is that she will do anything for the people that she loves, including completely risk herself, as she does in this book alone over and over again. Yeah. So I think that just shows her loyalty and the strength of her character.
Oh, 100%.
But I think I would too. I agree with you. I just think Tamlin is the person that she loves, and she's going to lay it all on the line for him.
Yeah.
What about Rhysand's deal? Would you have taken that one?
That's kind of a catch-22. Like, she knows if Lucien can get back to her, he will probably heal her. But if she doesn't get healed, she doesn't... right? She doesn't know how soon the next trial is going to be.
No, she had no time, but she also, like, knew she was dying.
Yeah.
Like, very clearly was like,
again,
I'm dying.
Die or live and make this bargain. So, yeah, I think so. Like,
yeah.
You got to try to continue somehow.
Right. And that's the only option, and you deal with the consequences later.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you have to do to survive. Did you know the answer to the riddle?
As soon as she said it, I felt like I knew.
I did too.
I was like, okay, is it because she's 19 and illiterate that she doesn't? Or I mean, just seeing that little snippet beforehand of Amarantha's character, I was like, maybe it is a trick, and maybe I don't know the answer. Yeah. But it seems kind of cut and dry. Like, this would be the only possible explanation.
Yeah. No, I agree. I thought that it was, especially after, like, how she'd been wronged and, like, her anti-love and why Tamlin was cursed and all of that.
Boo, you whore.
Yeah, literally, boo. Like, I just knew it had to be something like that. But I also had the thought, like, is this tricky? So, Jesse went through this phase, I don't know if his phase several years ago, where he just did riddles. Like, he would ask, I had forgotten about that till just now. And so I used to always think, like, my first answer was usually right, but I sat there and I overthought it. And I'm like, is this tricky? Is this a play on words? And I feel like even with the fairy bargains, we learn in this book that it's all about wording.
100%.
And we learned that with both bargains that Feyre has made. So I think we always have that instinct to, like, second guess everything. But it was a very simple riddle, really, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's your favorite character?
In this one, I think probably Feyre, just because she's a badass.
Yeah,
like,
resilient.
Very resilient. Like, I can't get past the fact that she's 19 and doing all of these things. Like, providing for her family, falling in love, saving a freaking
world.
Like,
yeah, literally.
All of these people that are somehow under control of this one person, and she's gonna go tear it all down. And if it means death, she's taking everybody down with her. Like, no fucks given.
No fucks given. Fuck around and find out.
Always. She's in her FAFO era.
Yes. I think she stays there. Like, she just lives in that.
Always.
Okay, so how do you feel about Nesta as a character in this book?
She's awful. Not grateful essentially for anything. Like, she's like, well, I mean, my sister's got it. She's taking care of the whole family. What is there for me to do? Why should I care about anybody else? I do like the kind of vulnerability of expressing that she's still mad at her dad once Feyre returns. She's still mad at him and very resentful for him not taking care of their family, because that is the role of a father, especially once the mother's gone. Like, that's just what you do. It's your job as a parent to just take care of your kids. And he had some bad business dealings, and he just kind of fell in a hole, which was probably depression or some other mental illness. But at some point you got to climb back out of that. And yes, it's hard, but you got to do what you got to do when you have kids. Like,
100%.
You figure it out.
Yeah. I hate Nesta. It's her sense of entitlement that bothers me the most. Like, when Feyre goes out to the woods and then sells the pelt, the wolf pelt. Well, you know,
how much you get?
How much you get? Like, expecting to get money to go shopping. And I'm like, girl, get off yo ass and do some shit. Like,
go stand on a street corner if you got to. Like,
100%.
Do something.
100%.
Make some use of yourself.
Yeah, you're supposedly so pretty. Do some work. But I just think that frustration is all boiled down to her just not contributing.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if you have a deadbeat dad like that, and I'm going to describe him as a deadbeat dad because he is, and he was beat, so I mean, sure fits. Then I felt like the sisters should have collectively stepped up and had duties. Like if Nessa's obviously like more of a girly girl compared to Feyre is how I'm going to describe it. So she should have been like doing the stuff around the house. You know, like the traditional more girly girl things. I mean, that's just my opinion, whereas Feyre like stepped up and did the dad stuff. Like the other sister should have stepped into, like Elaine should have been growing vegetables
and selling them
at the farm, that market they go to. Like I'm at the farmer's market every week. They be selling vegetables to this day.
They be slinging veggies all day.
Veggies. So it's definitely, I felt that the other two sisters should have stepped up more. Nesta, I hate because she's a bitch. And she has a severe sense of entitlement. And that's two things that I hate in people. But Elaine, I can't hate her because she just seems like such a genuine, nice person. And she's just like precious and needs to be
dainty and fragile.
Dainty, yes. Yeah, she's a delicate flower. Like she needs to be nurtured.
Mm-hmm. Just taken care of.
But still, she did need to step up. I'm not going to say she did.
Yeah, and I think with the money that Feyre was bringing in, Nesta could have bought something to make something and then sell that, like make a profit, instead of just buying more trinkets and shit for herself that she didn't need in this essentially third world that she's living in her little cottage. Like, make the best of what you have, not just accept it or whatever.
Yeah.
And rant.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
Yeah.
This continues. So, last question. Fuck, marry, kill. Tamlin, Lucien, Rhysand.
Oh. I don't know. I would kill Tamlin because fucking useless.
Oh, we're killing Tamlin.
Like,
book 1, killing Tamlin. Okay.
Like, he just sits there and just lets Feyre do all the work for him. Like, let this 19-year-old illiterate save our whole world. And yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and watch you and not profess my love for you, and let this hag beat the shit out of you, essentially.
Literally.
Okay. Probably Lucian's got like that close friend kind of fuck around vibe, so I think fuck Lucian.
So we're marrying the High Lord of the Night Court?
Yeah, I think so. Just, he didn't have to. I don't know. It's such a hard one because I could kill him too. I don't know. Yeah, I think marry Rhysand and fuck Lucian, maybe.
My thought is, I'm gonna marry Tamlin. This book, I'm marrying Tamlin. I'm gonna fuck Lucian, and then I'm going to kill Rhysand.
So we're just opposite.
But we're gonna do this after every book and see how things change, because character development is key.
100%.
In these fantasy books. So, yeah. That's interested to see how this develops. I'm going to read a funny Goodreads review. They said, I'm just going to start by saying, I do not agree with this. I liked this book, but I found it hysterical. So, here we go.
There's no spoilers?
No spoilers. Spoiler? Well, there's spoiler for the first book. No spoilers for any.
Yeah, I mean, we've already discussed the whole thing.
Yeah, so no spoilers for any
you got
further
your
books.
spoiler alert.
Yeah, I blacked out the
Oh, good deal.
So I didn't accidentally read them. An illiterate 19-year-old girl straight up kills a guy and is outraged when there are consequences. Her punishment is living in a mansion with a hot mayor and hanging out with his friend, the nicest guy in the world, and the only character I care about in this series. This is a tragic turn of events for Feyre, as it separates her from her life as an indentured servant to her shitty family. Who's going to take care of her deadbeat dad, her personality-proof younger sister, and Nesta, Satan's apprentice? Some stuff happens, and Feyre ends up at the Triwizard Tournament from hell, where she has to outsmart a worm. Feyre struggles too, but eventually triumphs due to severe interference from outside sources. So, yeah. Thought it was funny. Triwizard Tournament, lost it. Love Harry Potter, so... thought that was hilarious. Also, can we talk about, side note, can we talk about how Rhysand bet on Feyre?
Mm-hmm. It's like
why?
He's a glutton for punishment.
I think he likes it, but I also think he's just like trolling.
100%.
He's like giving troll vibes. Like the reason he drinks and the dance, like all the stuff he's done, I feel like he hates Tamlin and he's just fucking trolling.
Yeah.
And he's just anything to piss him off. He's gonna do.
He's like, this is my arch nemesis, and I'm gonna do everything to just keep poking at him, just all day long, every day.
I'm kind of here for it. I like characters like that.
Yeah.
It's funny. She's reading the first book. She texts me. It says, "Is Rhysand really bad, or am I just attracted to
toxic
men?" I was like, keep reading. Just, I'm not answering any direction in that, and I'm not answering now either, but I'm just saying I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I texted Haley that too, and she's like, you know the answer to that. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep reading, see what happens.
Yeah, we've read way too many books to like the good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have for ACOTAR today.
Okay. So we will continue next episode with A Court of Mist and Fury, and we'll kind of break that down. If there's anything else that happens, in the time being, we'll give you life updates as well. But other than that, we hope you enjoy listening to us. Thank you to everybody who listened to the first episode. Again, apologize for all of the notifications that went off, because that was very annoying and frustrating to us as well. Promise we will try to avoid it moving forward. I've turned everything off. I was like, silence! And then be sure to follow us on all the social platforms. We have YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok and Facebook. And it's open books all the way across the board. So if you have any questions, you can ask them there, and we'll try to answer them in another episode. Or just leave us a little love note. We appreciate those too. Anything else you want to add?
I think that is it.
We put out new episodes every week, so be sure to subscribe so you get to listen first. And we've got... what was I going to say? Just out of my brain.
Gone.
Gone. I don't know what I was going to say.
If there's anything you want us to cover in particular, comment, message us. We're going to read all of those. Happy to, read any books to discuss.
Yeah, give you our hot takes on anything, because we got opinions.
Yeah, we are full of opinions. And hopefully you all want to hear them.
Yes. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.